Hey everybody, welcome to WhyBuy. Let's talk about the Yakima HoldUp bike rack. So when you go to a store and if you're looking for a hitch rack for an SUV particularly, you're going to look at either hanging racks or contactless racks like this one with the stabilizing arms that lock onto your tire to hold your bike in place. The main difference between these two is that a hanging rack actually hangs on the frame of your bike, so like right here, and the rest of your bike kind of just hangs down, whereas this rack actually secures your back tire and your front tire and actually doesn't touch your frame at all. These contactless racks can handle bikes that are dual suspension, and with a hanging rack you need to have a bar to hang the bike on. So if you're going to upgrade your bike ever to a dual suspension or to a much more expensive frame, so once you're getting into the carbon fiber, you're gonna have to buy a new rack at that time anyway. You might as well just buy this one instead of having to, buy a new bike and a new rack. So this is a Yakima HoldUp bike rack, and it attaches on the hitch to your vehicle. So when it comes in the box, it comes in 3 pieces. It's, this is one piece, this is one piece, and then it's the mechanism that actually attaches to your vehicle hitch. And it's just a matter of actually 8 screws that have, I think it comes with its own Allen key. And it's that easy just to put 8 screws in to attach the pieces together. The instructions are very clear, and then it's a matter of just attaching it to your hitch. It's very easy. So if I'd make a suggestion, the shop that you buy this at might charge you, or say for $100 they'll install it for you. You really don't need to do that. It's very easy to put together and install yourself. So I want to show you the hitch really quick. This is a 2-inch hitch attachment. You can go with the 1 1/4 inch or the 2-inch. And one thing to know too is when I bought this, my SUV actually didn't have a hitch on it, so I had to actually go and schedule a shop to install one for me. So if you don't have one on your SUV budget, $200-300 just to get that hitch installed, so you can actually put your rack on your car. It also has the security lock on the other side where you can actually lock it with a key. Now, if someone wanted to steal this, I don't know how secure it actually is. It, to me, is more of a deterrent than anything. It's got an awesome little place to open your beer at the end of the day or at the start of the day if you need courage. But also this is where you can attach the extension to this rack. So what's really cool about this is for 2 bikes, but you don't have to go spend another $500 or another $1,000 if you want to add 2 more bikes to this. You can spend, I believe it's $200 or $300 for this extension, and you can now, this rack, have 4 bikes, which is, I think, awesome. You don't have to go and buy a whole new rack if you want to have up to 4 bikes. So this is really the only thing that keeps it up is it's a pretty heavy duty locking pin, and all you do is you clasp it and pull, and it releases, and then you can let this down. And what I did notice with this rack is that you do have to kind of jiggle it to make sure you hear that pin go in. Otherwise, if you kind of just let it go down, sometimes it doesn't lock. Obviously it's not doing now, but if that does happen, your bike rack can go all the way down like this, and this can potentially scrape on the road or something like that, and it's probably not the best for this rack either to just be hanging with no actual pin holding it in place. So now that the rack's down, really the only thing you have to do to unfold the rack is you just kind of, these locking arms are just that easy to move out and prepare for your bike. And I think this is actually something that is, for some reason, Yakima only has it, which is weird. This is something I would absolutely say is huge. It just locks your tires like so tight onto that back tire spot there. Yeah, so that's wide open, ready for a bike. And to load a bike on, it's as easy as just throwing the bike on, bringing these stabilizing locking arms up, and this actually just locks down right on your tire. And it can go, I believe it's like a 20-inch tire all the way to 29-inch. So, you know, wide variety in terms of bike sizes you can fit on this rack. In terms of tire width too, I think it can go up to 2.5-inch tires. So this can pretty much take on any mountain bike except for fat tires. I think fat tire bikes probably wouldn't fit on this rack. So, you know, for one person to throw a bike on here, it is really as easy as just, you know, getting that back tire on, front tire on, and secure it in the spot with the tire lock. It is as easy as just pushing down, pressing as hard as you can, and then locking the back tire with this ratchet strap. And this, when I bought this rack itself, the other racks I was looking at, they all had this security system kind of as an additional charge, and it wasn't attached actually to the rack. You had to buy like a separate locking mechanism. So that really was like the actual deciding factor for me, was like, well, okay, so I have to spend another 50 or 75 bucks to buy a lock, but this one already has it. So I just said, okay, well, this one already has it, so I'm going to buy this one. So it's literally as easy, like the key comes with it. I think it comes with 2 keys. And it really is, you know, pull it out, wrap it around your bike, lock it, and you're good to go. And again, I mean, it's secure, but if someone wanted to steal your bike, I mean, they probably could. This is more of a deterrent. But at the same time, like, you're not going to be leaving your bike out overnight anyway in the middle of a city or anything. So I don't know. You'd probably want to store your bike anyway. But, you know, for the people who might want to try and steal your bike when you're at a stoplight or something, this would for sure stop them from doing that. You know, maybe it's a little bit cheaper to have a hanging rack, but I personally know that, you know, to put my bike on here, it takes about 5 seconds, and I know it is not that quick with a hanging rack. You have to balance. It takes a lot more time. So it was a no-brainer for me to really just spend I think it was literally $100 extra just to have this rack that, you know, I don't have a, you know, contact point on my frame, and my tires are secure, so no-brainer. And what's also cool is we actually have this tent that attaches to our SUV, and we actually stay in the cab. We leave this on, folded down. It actually kind of works nice as a step. So if you have an SUV tent, you know. For about $400, you get a contactless bike rack with an integrated locking system. For me, that was the 2 most important things, and I was happy with that. So if you thought this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. Show your support. Thanks for watching. Very highly not recommended to use a hanging rack for, you know, very expensive frame bikes.
Very highly not recommended.
Yeah, very highly. What's the word for not recommended? Very highly.
Intro, go.
Hey, everybody. That hurt. Favorite thing about the Yakima. Come on. It's a nice step into your vehicle.
Direction.
A step in the right direction. Do you get it? It's such a lame ball.
It is. Strongly not highly recommended.
Yeah, strongly not highly advised, recommended.